What is up, guys? I'm here with Dennis. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself. He is one of the newest members to the Savant team in Bountiful, but he's also not as new as you guys think. Some of you might recognize him, but we're going to let him introduce himself. We're going to start with his Instagram and his schedule that he is working, and then we'll go from there deeper into the interview. So, how are you doing today, Dennis?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me back here.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am excited as well. My name is Dennis. Been cutting hair for about 2 years. My Instagram, if you're interested, is Denny El Barbero. I'm a bilingual barber, so any Latinos you can get at me as well. I've been cutting hair, like I said, for about 2 years now. Still learning, still growing every day. I will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. As long as the shop's open, I should be in here open all day. We're open 10 to 7 those days. So come through and see me in the chair.
Absolutely. And are you taking walk-ins and appointments?
I'm doing walk-ins and appointments. Whatever y'all need, I'm here to accommodate.
Beautiful. So in this interview, I kind of want to dial in, like, for the people, like, who you are as their barber, right? So
Mhm.
what got you into barbering?
Honestly, I had a friend started doing it, and he seemed like he had a lot of fun. I was a little lost during that time, so barbering, the act itself didn't come naturally, but the behavior came naturally. I'm generally a pretty extroverted person. I like talking to people, especially people that I don't know. So that aspect of barbering just called my name.
Okay. I like that because
Mhm.
it sometimes barbering just calls to people and it's in different ways, like for each individual. So I think that's cool to kind of get that perspective of, especially with you saying like it didn't come super naturally to you.
The technicality part of barbering, which is the actual cutting hair part, that takes some time to learn. I would say barbering is the most artistic thing that I do, but I look at it in a very technical way. And that part is tough. It's tough being a new barber, man, but I feel really comfortable now. I feel great about the product that I put out, and I'm excited to be able to show that again to the people.
I love that. So for you, what is your goal over the next few months, meeting all these new clients and kind of being a part of the Savant team?
My goal, honestly, is to get my name out there first and foremost, and just become a better barber and ultimately a better person. I've decided that in 2024, I no longer want to think about the life that I want. I want to cultivate the life that I want. This year, I do plan on going back to school as well. I want to continue learning, but ultimately just become a better barber, bro. Seriously, I enjoy the craft a lot more than I used to, um, simply because I just feel more comfortable with the aspect that is barbering. The
Okay.
talking part, the conversation part, the multitasking is something that's always come easy. But like the cutting hair part itself, I feel great, man. I'm excited. Seriously, I can't stress that enough.
I love it. So, um, other than that, I think we went over your schedule, we went over your Instagram, and um, really, the only other things I want to ask you is like, other than barbering, what are you interested in?
Um, what am I interested in? I don't have that many hobbies, but I'm interested in music. I don't create music, but I like listening to music. I'm interested in working out. I go to the gym as much as I can. Um, what else am I interested in? It's kind of tough. Um, eh, I'm definitely interested in like politics and lobbying, for example. Not in terms of I'm this side or that, but it is something that I kind of keep up with. I love reading articles about stuff. I like reading local magazines about stuff. Um, that's actually one of my biggest interests of this year, honestly, is just community.
Understanding what's actually going on
Uh,
in the internals of a community.
and what can I do to help? Because
Yes.
it's something that I never cared about before. I feel like in the last year and a half, I matured so much, but community, maybe it's not a hobby, but it is something that interests me. I try to read as many slug mags as I can, Salt Lake City or Utah Leaf. I try to read the Tribune as much as I can when I have time. I really love watching anime, reading manga.
Okay.
I'm a pretty basic dude, man.
Yeah, you're pretty diverse with it too, though. So, like, I think for me, like, one of the biggest things that I figured out over the past year is the past 2 years, especially with this location, is how, depending on how you integrate with the community and how you treat it, you start to learn more and more about that community because it opens up to you more and more.
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm dealing with some stuff that like makes me care about the community even more because I'm lucky enough to be able to like fight the wrongs that are being done to people and to myself
Yeah.
because I'm in a little bit of a different position now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like one thing I really want to dial in on for me and especially for you and anybody else who is bilingual in our company is making sure that the that are neglected in our state have a place where they feel welcome. Because I've noticed that all the marketing dollars in this state do not go always where they should, and same with all the resources.
Which is crazy because I feel like people of color, Latinos, Black people, and all my poly homies, I don't forget about y'all. Like, we really are the backbone of what is Utah, right? You go to the West Side, and it's a whole different culture here. But believe it or not, a lot of Latinos, a lot of Polynesian people, a lot of Black people are in this part of town as well. And you're right, a lot of the money doesn't circulate the way it is, right? But in our own ways, we can help. We can cultivate a shop where people feel welcome, regardless of race, color, creed, gender, ethnicity, whatever the case may be. Just someplace where people can come and feel comfortable, getting a chair, getting a good haircut, and more importantly, getting an even better conversation out of the barbers here.
Yeah.
Especially with me, that's something that I feel like sets me apart is building rapport with people. Um, I just love talking, man. I love talking to new people. It's a luxury that we get that a lot of other people don't, and a lot of other people might not like.
Okay.
Mhm.
I like that. And it's a lot of great points, especially with like you're saying, like making sure that the the in our community is allowed to be included and making sure we all support each other because I think for me, especially the older I get, the more I see behind the curtain of like, oh, that's what they meant when I was in high school. Right?
Yeah,
Like that's what they meant by like there's just two separate ways life goes. And it's super especially in Utah, we're a few years behind, is the
for
best way to
sure.
put it.
I feel like especially you as a successful business owner, you also this side of it, right? The consumer side, you've then seen like the employee side or the working side, and now you're seeing the owner side. And you probably look around at other owners of other things, whether it's like a barbershop or whether it's like a salon, tattoo parlor, or even like something more retail type situation. And you're like, okay, I see like the way that the workers view um the owner is the most important thing that I feel like a lot of business owners either don't care about or like it's not a priority for them. So I have an interesting perspective on it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm noticing like I'm getting to see like the commercial side, like the real estate side.
Yeah.
So like not me purchasing, but me dealing with people in the commercial real estate side.
Hmm.
And like I'm starting to notice like a very big indiscrepancy of how things are done and also how that game is played that like it would negatively affect people of color. So like and it's played that way on purpose.
Yeah.
So
That's
like like that's like something for me that like has definitely created a shift where I'm like, no, I'm helping every person that works for me like put their middle finger up to people who think they can control them
100%,
because
bro.
it's not okay. Like it's one thing to all work together as a group and as a community and to share knowledge and wealth, right? So I'm going to scratch your back, you're going to scratch mine, we're all going to make money,
Yeah.
right? But then it's another thing to try and use your influence or power to make someone submit. And that's something that I've noticed is a big in not not barbering specifically, in every form of business in the state of Utah
Yeah.
personally. So that's why I'm so excited to have the team we have right now and having you come back on is I think you're going to be able to be a crucial person, especially of influence, if you target your social media the correct way, that you can actually make a difference and pull your community together and make a change. So
That's the goal, man. Honestly, I need to hone in more on social media. I need to learn it to use it more as like another tool rather than something that I'm afraid of. I like posting funny stuff, but like in terms of posting my work or like putting myself out there, it can be tough, man. Social media can be tough. It's not something that I've always been comfortable with posting like my work. But I do feel like I'm putting out better products, so I do feel like that'll improve. But interesting point that you mentioned, putting our middle fingers up to the people that make those rules, man. You know, I was working I work a different job on the side, but we just led this unionizing campaign, and it's like that, man. A lot of times people just forget that like the people that work for you are still people, you know, and they still need to be treated that way. Sometimes people forget that, man.
Yeah.
The
You're a
the,
human being.
the core values get lost,
You're a
bro.
human being.
Hmm.
Like, like I get, like, especially being someone who's made a brand do $1 million in sales.
Hmm.
I get how like you can lose track in the numbers, but you can't. Like, if that makes sense,
Yeah,
because
man.
it's one of those things where it's like the reason we're doing so well is because I don't lose track of the numbers and I try and not be greedy. So that's, and it gets lost, right? Is I'm trying to give back every ounce that I got given back into everyone who's with me. But I've noticed like that's not the case 98% of the time. And then like figuring out that like because my girlfriend's pregnant, right?
Hmm.
Figuring out that like
Congrats, by the way.
thank you. That like I'm wealthy and still poor, which means if you're actually like not like the average salary is not working. Like everyone has to make $100,000 to like to
Afford rent.
barely live
Yeah.
comfortably because like especially in Utah, it's turning into LA. So like I'm trying to make sure that our whole community and our whole team stays ahead of that curve instead of being those, because like I get it, barbershops want to charge 60 70 a cut,
Yeah.
but you have to provide that. So I'm not ignorant, but if we can work as a group to make sure our value is 60 or $70, like I know that if Dennis decides to settle down, like his children will be okay, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where my biggest switch happened,
Mhm.
was like, oh shit, like I make good money and it's not enough money, right?
Yeah.
Like, and not
Yeah.
in a greedy way, like in a realistic way.
Hmm.
Like you don't need a Ferrari, but like people need to be able to eat food,
Simply, bro.
right?
Roof over your head,
Yeah,
heating and AC, some food, man. Yeah.
exactly.
It's a luxury that not a lot of people have. Um,
Especially if you leave the United States. And I
hmm.
think that gets forgotten a lot because you just left or you're leaving town soon.
Leaving town soon, but I just got back from Cuba, and it's definitely eye opening. This country's got a lot of issues, but there's countries a lot that is even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, where we
Um,
can still
at least we can try, right? Some places you can't even do that. But yeah, man, I'm genuinely excited to be back on. Excited to just hone in my skills more
hmm
and take a little bit more control of my life. I feel like for the last year and a half, you know, I've been working hard. I've been getting stuff done, but I haven't really been cultivating the future that I want. You know, and then I look around and I see people around me that are happy because they have a little bit more freedom, and it's like that's what I want, man.
Yeah,
That's it. You got to just do it.
yeah,
You know, the thing about barbering that's scary is like when you're new, it's slow, man. You're probably not making good money, and I understand that. But at the same time, like you can't get to the other side without at least stepping on that bridge first. You know what I'm
you gotta
saying?
get it out the mud.
It's a long ass bridge, man, but can't get across it without doing it first. So that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like, and I'm happy that I'm kind of back at step one. I get to like reset and change my mindset time around. And then where last time I had a different mindset. I was a little younger then. I was more inexperienced, you know. So I'm excited to like use all the tools on my disposal to just try to, you know, build a better future for me, everybody else here at the shop, yourself, Bobby, etc.
Absolutely.
Mm.
I'm just excited to get on our coachings too, because I think I can see it. You got that twinkle in your eyes. You're ready. So
I'm trying,
I'm
man.
just
Yeah.
excited. Tell everybody your Instagram one more time
Mm.
and your schedule, and then we'll wrap up this interview,
Yes,
and then
sir.
I'll see you in the coachings this week.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
there, man. My name is Dennis. Just a little reminder, my Instagram is Denny El Barbero. Again, I'm a bilingual barber. Si quieres un corte de pelo, estoy aquí lunes, martes, viernes y sábado. If you need a haircut, I take walk-ins and appointments. I'm here Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, all day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So come see me. Cool. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.